Happy Sunday, everybody. Yesterday, my wife and I went thrifting with our friends, and today, my wife and I went to Barnes& and Nobles, so naturally, we got some books. They're over to my left, and we're going to go over them. Up first from Barnes& and Noble, we have Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones. This was their $5 book of the month, so if you spend like any money at the Starbucks, you're able to get this book for $5. It is a novella, and I've been interested in reading more novellas, and I just love Stephen Graham Jones, so I knew I wanted to get it. Up next, also by Stephen Graham Jones, we have Mongrels. This was buy one, get one 50% off, and I've had a couple people ask me if I read it. I haven't, and they've highly recommended it, so I definitely wouldn't pass this up either. And our last book from Barnes & Nobles is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I read The Only One Left by Riley Sager earlier in the year, and I thought it was a pretty fun read. I've heard this is definitely a little bit scarier than The Only One Left, so fingers crossed that this ends up being good. Up first in terms of the thrifted books is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. So I have never read this book, but I know it's one of those books that's required reading for a lot of high schools and whatnot, and I've heard a lot of people say how much they really adored it, so I figured I definitely didn't want to pass up on having that in my collection. Next, we have Growing Things by Paul Tremblay. This is a short story collection, and kind of like I said earlier with novellas, I am trying to read more novellas, more short stories, so I figured I couldn't pass this up by such a great author. Now, it wouldn't be one of my book hauls without a little bit of Stephen King. This time we have Billy Summers. This is the hardcover. I was able to get it for like $10. It's usually $30 if it's new, and I have a whole shelf dedicated to Stephen King and Stephen Graham Jones, so this will fit in perfectly on the shelf. And finally, something a little bit different for me, we have a graphic novel in the form of Watchmen. Now, I've heard a lot of really great things about this graphic novel. I don't think I've read any graphic novels. I'm like 99% sure I haven't. So for $5, I really couldn't pass this up. I figured if I like it, that's great, and if not, I didn't spend all that much on it, but I have heard really great things about it. Anyhow, that's the haul for this weekend, 7 books in total, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please be sure to follow along for more book and reading related content.